Okay, good evening everybody. Welcome to another Less Music, More Music stream. Tonight we have the Brandy Thieves with us, who are Andrea, Joe, Kane, James and Bernardo. Welcome. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Normally I'd sort of run straight into a little bit of history. Where did you come from? How did you get together? But given as you were at a St Patrick's night last night, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Are you sure you want to hear it?
We do.
Well, you can maybe tell by our faces we're feeling a bit rough today. St Patrick's night we played in Duffy's, kind of Leicester's main Irish pub. We headlined the show last night. It was a good night of fun.
Yeah,
Who else was on the bill?
It was mostly a lot of people doing Irish stuff. Irish
Jackie Duffy was on
covers,
the
Jackie
bill.
Duffy, Duffy's Orchestra, which is a kind of a bunch of regulars that drink down in the bar. But yeah, it was good. It was a good night by all standards.
And what sort of time did it go on till?
I went home early. I was like, Jackie Duffy's my boss, so I can't really say anything back.
I think I left about 1:30.
All right.
Yeah, but I was there from 3:30, so not too bad.
You're doing well to be here at all then. Okay, can you give us just a little bit of history about how your band got together? Because in a way you're quite an eclectic mix of people. I think, was it November 2012 you formed?
Yeah, about that time. Actually, we strangely we all met on the internet. Myself and Andrea met first, and then we met Bernardo. We had all moved to kind of Leicester at the same time. And we didn't know anybody when we came here. And I think we all had the same kind of idea that, well, we're musicians, so maybe we'll try and find other musicians. So the three of us met on the net, and then Joe, who's the only local lad in the band, he joined us, and most recently James has joined us on accordion, who we met through the internet as well.
So really the Brandy Thieves are a child of the internet?
Yeah, we are a modern age band, I suppose.
You mentioned James coming into the band. When I was looking through some of the kind of research on Brandy Thieves, you were looking for a fifth member for quite some time, weren't you?
Quite some time, yeah. We tried out a few different people, a few different instruments, but nothing that just wasn't clicking. And then James came along to practice, and not even practice, a party. It just worked out.
Because would you say you need to be a certain kind of musician or a certain kind of person to be an effective member of the Brandy Thieves?
I think the personality is the big factor, you know.
Yeah, I would say they're kind of synonymous with the two, because we've had members that have been the right personality but not necessarily the right instrument, and then the right instrument but not the right personality. And I think they have to both work together to make a Brandy Thief.
Because you were looking at a violinist, I think you mentioned four different instruments you'd entertain.
I think we wouldn't say no if anyone wants to come forward at all.
Yeah, we didn't know what we needed, you know.
Yeah.
We just wanted to see what happened, and we knew we didn't really want the guitarist really wasn't what we were after. We wanted something a bit different.
And how would you describe your music, your sound? I know you describe it as being unique. Do you genuinely think you are unique?
Well, I think we've asked people to describe our music. We actually ran a competition a while ago to see if we could get people to describe our music, because we always find it quite difficult, because we never set out to have a particular sound or to do this or to do that. It's just kind of what happened. And I think we do come from a lot of different musical backgrounds, and it's created a kind of a mesh of music. But yeah, I think we're quite different.
I think people, the tagline that we use most often is Gypsy Punk with soul.
Yeah.
You see, my influences are quite soulful, and that's how my voice comes across. But I listen to punk music, Kane listens to punk, we've got the folk element and ska and everything. So it becomes a mishmash of sounds that make us who we are.
And would you say it's not just a mishmash of sound, but almost a mishmash of cultures as well? Because you've got Portuguese, Irish, English?
Yeah.
Is that all three, or is there anybody else that I've missed out?
Yeah, no, that's the three nationalities for the moment.
I'm Scottish. Does that count?
Yeah,
I'm
have that.
I'm a mongrel between Irish.
Do you play football?
No.
Oh, you can't get into the team then.
I think so. I think, yeah. I mean, and certainly from the perspectives that I've brought into the band from the songs that I've wrote, I've taken very much. A lot of my background's in Irish traditional music, so I've taken those kind of the way Irish songs are written. They're almost like stories. They've got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I think that's come through in a lot of Brandy Thieves songs. They are almost like stories. But yeah, everybody's just brought their own little piece of what themselves into it.
Can I be totally self-indulgent for a minute and ask, do you know Horselips?
Oh, I know Horselips very well, yeah.
Brilliant band. Getting back to your sound then, I think you said you started your first live gig early in 2013 at an open mic.
At Foo Bar.
At Foo Bar?
Yeah,
Was it a competition or just an open mic?
No, just open mic.
Mm,
We tried to play our first couple of songs that we had written together. It was just me, myself and Andrea at that time.
And how would you say your sound has evolved since then?
Wow.
I let one of these guys.
I remember Andrea playing with electric guitar in the first few practices, and then it evolved into acoustic, but I don't know.
I think actually the drums is rocked it up from what we kind of were doing.
Yeah.
I think Bernardo will tell you himself. His background's very much a metal background, and he's brought that kind of element into our music, and it's made it a lot heavier at times, which appeals to a lot of different people. Joe coming into the band. That's from Duffy's last night.
Just the empties from Duffy's.
That's just mine. Yeah, Joe coming into the band's brought a lot of soul. It's something that's really, without Joe there wouldn't be the Brandy Thieves sounds for definite.
And what would you say James has brought with the accordion?
James is a musician in the band.
Little tuft of hair.
Well, we're just pretenders. He's the one. He's a musician.
You're embarrassing him now.
Yeah. So he's just filling up the sound for us, but he's giving us ideas. He's helping us, and he's a fantastic singer as well. So it's just adding more vocals.
It's kind of like he's like the missing piece that we were.
Missing piece of the jigsaw.
Don't cry too much.
I think the first time I saw you, I think it was in 2013, you played the original band showcase, didn't you? At what stage were you at then? Did you feel as though you had a definite sound then, or was that still experimental?
I think absolutely. I mean, when me and Kane got together, I'd already been in several prior bands involving my sound and my way of songwriting, and Kane had always come from the same background, and when we sort of came together and made the Brandy Thieves, we were sort of making this amazing sound together. And when we got to the OBS, that was like our establishing gig where we sort of said to Leicester, this is us, you know, is this what you want?
Sort of put you on the map?
Yeah, I think so.
And it was definitely what people wanted, and then we took that and ran with it.
Yeah. How nervous were you doing OBS? Was that pretty much your biggest kind of gig or showcase to date?
I think that the first time that when we entered it, we weren't nervous because we didn't think, we were up against some fantastic bands in the first round. The Fallows.
Yeah, the Fallows were on the first.
Some great bands. So we just wanted to play. We just wanted to play a gig.
Wanted to rock, didn't we?
Yeah. And then suddenly we got through, and it was the second stage that we thought we were all quite nervous. We didn't play a very good show, but we put us through anyway. And then the final, we just got surprised to get there. We just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't really. We didn't really want to win a competition or do anything like that. We just wanted to play.
I think we wanted to give the best show we could do for the audience that were there, because they were the people that were consistently showing up to each stage, making us go through to the next stage. So I think it was our thanks to them. We're like, we're gonna rock our socks off for you guys. So.
And on the back of that, you, I think, picked up a couple of festival slots, and also, did you do some recording at Yellowbean?
Yeah, we played at Strawberry Fields in Western Park, and then we were chosen. Yellowbean Studio chose us as their band for the competition, so we headed down there and we recorded our EP, Stories from the Cellar.
Was Mr. O'Neill there last night?
Yes, he didn't quite make it the whole night.
He was there from 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I can vouch for that.
I thought he was there earlier because he had one of those big breakfasts.
I sold him his first pint.
So it helped us a lot at OPS, so we're very grateful to Val and all the crew
Yeah.
that run it.
Didn't we
you
get
know.
our Strawberry Fields headline from that?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, on that note, can we ask you for your first song, please, that you're going to play for us?
Okay, we'll introduce it.
Well, I'm not actually involved in this one, but it was St. Patrick's Day yesterday, so we decided to put together an Irish song, and the song that we decided to do was actually taken from a play called The Queer Fella, and it was written by a very famous Irish playwright called Brandy Thieves. The song was kind of made famous by Luke Kelly of the Dubliners, but we're going to give it a kind of little Brandy
Brandy Thieves twist.
twist to it. Okay, so take it away, guys.
A hungry feeling came on me stealing, and the mice were squealing in my presence held, and the old triangle when jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal.
When come the morning, the screw was bawling. Get up, your bowsy, and clean out yourself.
Then the old triangle when jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal.
The screw was sleeping, Humpy Gussie was peeping, as I lay there dreaming of my girl's soul.
And the old triangle when jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Up in the female prison there are 75 women, and 'tis amongst them I wish I did dwell. And the old triangle when jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal, all along the banks of the Royal Canal.
Thank you very much. Are we going to take it one at a time?
We do another one for you if you want.
Are you sure? How's your voice, Andrea? Got to explain, Andrea had a bit of a heavy night last night.
Well,
Only from the singing point of view.
we actually did a sold out show at Donkey on Saturday night, and it was incredible. It was our comeback show after I was travelling in Australia for quite a few months, and needless to say, I got very carried away with the singing and the enjoyment
The emotion?
and the emotion. I was exhausted after. I didn't get drunk or anything, and then I worked yesterday at Duffy's as well.
Working on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes,
Bad
it
plan.
was. It was an experience. So my voice is a bit tired. So
Well, it's up to you if you want to do another one straight away. If you're up for it, that'd be lovely.
I'm sure I'll be okay.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
It's called the makeup. This conversation is futile, but here we going round in circles. I'm getting dizzy from the argument, trading insults just for sound. We're getting nowhere with this fight. You shout at me and I will scream back. But baby, can we please change? My throat is also kissed behind your back. For rough makeup scene. 'Cause by the time we had a girl night going on there to get away. Because before I might just be able to say, and I'll do it too when it's right in your face. This broken record is running. Surely you must want to hear something new. The music's heaven when we're both. But hell is waiting when I'm done with you. The anticipation is blurred. I'm waiting for it to be over, so we can shut up and go to and raise our levels forever. Rough makeup. 'Cause by the time we got when it's right in your face.
Thank you very much. How's it holding up, Andrea? Bit of red stripe, that'll help.
I'm fine, thank you for it.
You touched on something that I was going to come on to as my next question, which was that, yes, it was a comeback gig, and I wondered why you'd been away for 6 months. So you've been to Australia?
Yep, I went. I used to live in Australia, and I went to go and visit friends and family and places I love with my partner. And
I suppose you do 6 months to make it worthwhile.
oh no, we actually did 3 months.
Oh, right.
But we needed a couple of months to make friends again.
To get back into the swing of
basically
Leicester.
to get back into the swing of it, practice.
The
Practice, yeah. Otherwise, it would have been interesting.
And how was the gig at the Donkey? I think
Oh,
you
wow.
touched on it.
It was
Right.
Flawless.
flawless.
Yeah,
It
it
was.
was amazing to see just so many people coming down. Like you literally couldn't move in
Yeah.
the Donkey.
We,
So many people come down.
Because I think it was a sellout, wasn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
we recorded our video for Bless Me Father in the Donkey, and it was just a perfect tribute to recording that video. The people that were there, it was really touching. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Played with some really good other bands as well.
Yeah.
Who else was on?
Blue Shine Brothers, who James is also a part of.
Yeah.
I play banjo.
One of
Oh.
my friends, Savannah Bones,
Oh,
they
yes.
played their two-piece.
Yeah.
And Bernardo's
Fiance, yeah.
fiance
Sylvia.
Sylvia. played as well.
You're stolen my thunder again there, because she's on with us next week.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
Hey.
Yeah, keep it in the family.
Oh, yes.
So what are your plans for the sort of coming few months now? Are you back into the thick of things properly, or?
Yeah, I mean we're pretty much booked up. We got gigs in Leicester, quite a few gigs coming up in London as well, and our festival schedule is just getting slowly busier.
Yeah.
We are currently saving up. We've got an album that we're going to do September, October. So that's where we're just putting the pennies in the money box for that
So you've
one.
got a busy year ahead.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
You have played outside of Leicester, because I think that's one of the things that bands in Leicester seem to find quite difficult, is getting gigs
True.
outside of the city. How have you gone
True.
about that?
I mean, it is difficult when you're not a hometown band, because obviously you can't bring a lot of people. But you know, we played with a lot of different bands that they've invited us to come and play with them. Thea, one of the bands that we played in the OBS.
Yes, I remember
The
Thief.
Fallows, another band, Sean Grattan Wolfgang
Yeah.
from Northampton.
Yeah.
So we bring them up here to play with us, and then we go down there and play with them.
And did I read you'd played the Water Rats in London?
Yeah,
Yes,
we have.
Pierce
Yeah.
Brothers.
How did you come across that one?
Through people contacting us from various promotion companies on the internet.
That was a while
actually.
ago.
Yeah, I mean we've played a couple of shows in London. We've got quite a few shows actually coming up in London as well, and in the Midlands and,
Yeah.
and
And
other
you-
places in the UK as well. So we are spreading ourselves about.
Are you able to gauge from those shows that you are spreading your fan base?
I
Absolutely.
think it's definitely when we get down to London, every time we play in London, there's more and more people. And we're not just talking about people that we know, we're talking about people who have seen us, who have come back to see
Yeah.
us. And every time we play down there, we get booked for another show by somebody else from another venue or another promoter who just happened to be there as well. So
And how easy is it for you to schedule these shows in? Because I think you all work, don't you?
yeah, we all work. Yeah, we just do the best that we can.
So is it mainly weekends?
Mainly weekends. Sometimes during the week if needs be, but mostly weekends. Joe's actually a paramedic, so we work around his schedule.
That would have been handy yesterday.
Yeah. So we work around his schedule, but yeah, it's easy,
Yeah.
easy enough.
And what is your next gig? Is it the one on the 4th of April?
The next official gig we are doing is
Five of the Best?
We're playing in Firebug
Oh yeah.
on the 17th of April.
Isn't it the 18th?
No, 18th we're in London.
Oh, yeah.
17th April, which is a great lineup of acts. Violet Cities, Goldwater, Flying Kangaroo Alliance, and Thea and us. So it's 5 bands, 5 points. And what the promoter Ian Magic Teapot has did, he's not releasing the schedule or the lineup until the night. So we all just draw lots. And that way it was just basically about getting other people to see
Other
Other
bands.
bands.
other bands, you know, because five quite different bands that are playing.
That is an issue, I think, at quite a lot of gigs. A band will bring fans, but then they'll go after they've seen their band,
Yeah, it
which
happens.
sometimes can wash out a venue.
There's so many worthy bands to go and watch in Leicester.
Yeah.
I could list them off for like half an hour.
Why do you think Leicester does seem to be buzzing at the moment musically?
I don't know. Joe,
Great
Joe
question.
from Leicester, you can answer.
I don't know really. The venues have certainly got a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a shame that they've closed the Charlotte, but they've opened it again to do some gigs.
I haven't seen that place open in 3 months now.
No, well, a few very select gigs. But that used to be a really awesome venue, and
Yeah.
now there's a promoter that I know that does a lot of things at Street Life. You get some really big bands into Leicester to come and play there, and we played. Well, I wasn't there; I was working, unfortunately, but he booked us to play with Neville Staples.
Neville
I think.
Staples, yeah.
That was, yeah, good.
Yeah.
That was actually we actually got quite a few fans from that gig that were. One guy was at the Donkey on Saturday. He was wearing the same jacket and everything, and he wanted to recreate the picture that he took
Oh yeah.
of me and him together
He
at
did
Street
that.
Life.
He did that with me as well.
Yeah.
He did that with me as well. I was
So
wondering
it's
if
really,
you remember.
He didn't do that with me.
it's really lovely to see people that you know, when you're a local band and you're organic, you kind of get used to all your friends being your fans.
Yeah.
And then when you discover that lots of people that, no disrespect to them, you can't remember their names from one show to the next, they still come and see you. That is the most incredible feeling in the world, because you know that they've come to see you because of what you do to them and the music that we make, and I can't.
It must be
say
rewarding.
Thank you enough to those kind
Yeah.
of people that
So
come
you
to our
make
shows.
yourselves approachable as a band, do you? Because some
Absolutely.
bands seem to
Absolutely,
be on the stage and then they disappear and they don't want to
I
engage
think
with
we're
their
probably
fans.
one of the most approachable bands in
Yeah.
Leicester.
That's
Oh,
why
no.
you end up feeling
We're
like
straight
friends.
to the bar.
Yeah, we're friends. I wouldn't even didn't even mean to quote quotation mark there, but we're friends with a lot of our fans, and
Yeah.
we've made a lot of friends through being in the Brandy Thieves, and it's remarkable.
What
If
would-
it wasn't for the Brandy Thieves, I wouldn't know anybody.
There you go.
But it is a good way to meet people, isn't it, music? What would your aspirations be for the band? I mean, do you have a goal or where you think you might be in so many years? Or do you just want to enjoy your music?
I think we just want to enjoy it and just do the best we can do. And we're really looking forward to recording a really good album.
Yeah.
Maybe we've talked about going to Europe. We think maybe our style of music will go down kind of well over there. But I mean, we've all been in bands before. We've all done it before. We know we don't want to be rock stars.
No,
you know?
but saying that though, I think just even judging by the last few shows and how our fan base is growing and how more interest is being generated, I think that we do have sort of the opportunity to actually get a vague level of success out of it. I'd be happy just to play a few festivals for the next 10 years. That'd be my goal, I think.
Would you go down the route of selling your soul to be commercially successful, or would you want to stay
What are
true
you
to
trying
the
to say?
ethos?
We are commercially successful.
You just said it yourself.
I don't think we know how to.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So you'd always stay true to the ethos of the Brandy Thieves.
I think we do. Well, we just make the music that comes out. We don't plan it. We don't say this is
Yeah.
going to be like this. You know.
I think if we were going to sell our souls, it would have happened like maybe a year and a half ago, but I wouldn't.
The
If I had a soul to sell, it would be
Yeah. the BBC told us our songs are too long, and
Yeah.
we should write shorter songs and send them the shorter songs.
Well, it didn't
No,
do
just
Simple
did-
Minds any
we
harm
did,
with Belfast Child, did it?
No, we never did it.
Okay, on the subject of songs, could we ask you to do one or two more songs for us?
Yes, of course. What do you want to play under? Yeah, we're going to do a new one. This is a pretty brand new song.
Brand new song. It went superbly well at the gig last night, so I think this one's going to be pretty big.
No pressure.
Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird falling. go, there's a blackbird following me. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. I had a dream the other night, we were playing cards. The Holy Ghost was drinking gin and the devil was sitting there for my brother tells every time love can be whenever I feel my mind. As the fairy starts to wrap his soul in his life, we never ever grew old. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. 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 Now the Holy Ghost, that Spirit still wears his heart on me. And the devil, well, he always loves to play the devil. He always has My brother, he's a tricky one, got magic in his fingers and spells on his tongue. Yes, spells on his tongue. He plays those cards till the morning light. They spread his wings and oh my God, he took flight. Oh God, he took flight. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. 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 One more time. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. Everywhere I go, there's a blackbird following me. Everywhere I go,
Thank you very much. You mentioned that you're looking at a new album later this year.
Yes.
The first, was it an album or an EP?
Just an EP that
An
we
EP.
released before, yeah.
You did that a little unusually, and I think you crowdfunded it.
We did, yeah.
How did you go about that?
Bernardo will tell you the story.
Well, we had we wanted to record the EP, but we didn't have enough money. Therefore, actually the idea came from Kane, but we executed it together, and the reception again, one more time, as with our gigs and everything, the reception was awesome, and we managed to we achieved it. I think it was 42 days. I think we achieved it in 31. So
yeah, and we were about £200 more than we wanted.
Yeah, so it was really fantastic. That was it. Really, not much at all.
The part that interested me most was 2 people subscribed to having a acoustic gig in their own homes.
Correct.
Yes, yeah.
Have those taken place?
Well, they kind of took place in kind of different ways.
Yep.
You did a charity show.
Yeah, we did a charity show, and one person who lives quite far away wanted us to do another show, and for some reason it didn't happen, but she ended up, we ended up getting her to come up to us, and she attended one of our
Yeah, we gave her a
rehearsals,
private
and
show,
we gave her just a Brandy Thieves 5-on-1 or 4-on-1 or whatever it was.
And the new album, have you got all the tracks ready for it, or are you still in the process of
We've
deciding?
got the tracks, but I mean, we did take a break, and during that time we've been writing a lot, and who knows by this time October what songs we're going to have and what songs we're going to put
Yeah, it's ongoing.
on the.
I think we're quite keen to revamp a couple of songs from our EP though, and our EP's got some songs that are crowd favourites, so I think it would be appropriate and a good tribute that we re-record those songs and have those brought across. Absolutely.
What is your writing process? Who does the main writing, or do you all
I think
come up with songs?
Kane and I write songs in their entirety by myself. Kane writes some incredible lyrics and he gives them to me, and then I make melodies and guitar parts for them, and then we all come together. I think we all have a pretty organic process of making our songs work.
Yeah, I just hit stuff.
Are you lyric driven then? You
Very,
come up with the lyrics first?
yeah, very much so. I think our music is very much lyric driven.
Yeah.
It kind of starts off with me and Andrea come up with some ideas, and then we bring it into the guys, and they kind of work their magic and help us really shape it into a song. Take the idea and make it something solid.
And what sort of things inspire you? Is it sort of emotion, or is it things that just happen to you, or things
I think
that come to you in passing?
For me personally, it tends to be very emotionally driven about heartache or stuff that's very personal to me, or stuff that's kind of political. I think I've written a couple of political songs for the band whereas Kane writes some incredible stories. He takes folklore and brings it to life, and
Maybe.
I would say that absolutely.
He's keeping quiet on that one. Where are you going to do the next album at the same place, or?
We haven't decided. All we know that was we're going to record an album and we're saving money. We haven't decided anything about what we're going to do.
Dabbled in recording, sort of self-recording at all?
No, we leave it to the professionals. Yeah.
And with the album or with the EP that you brought out, were you happy with that? Do you now look back at it and think, oh, we wish that was different, or do you just see it as a moment in time when you move on?
I think you always look back and you would always say, oh, we could have did this differently, or that differently. I mean, the guys down at Yelpton did a really great job, and they're really great guys to work with. But for us, we are very much a live band, and that's where our real energy comes from, and that's where we're meant to be. And maybe this recording just didn't capture that, so that's something we're looking at for the next time.
I would say we're still growing, and that recording represented us in our kind of genesis stage of this is the Brandy Thieves, here is who we are, and here's what we're becoming now. And now we've developed from there, we've grown in our sort of depth and style and songwriting, and now I think we're absolutely ready to make a full length EP.
Yeah, it's first you get the album and then a live DVD.
What are they called these days?
Album. I'll stop you there before you go anymore.
It's good that you can remember them. Have you toyed with the idea of doing a live album?
Yeah, we've at the moment it's there's just so many ideas.
We did a live EP. We played at the O2.
Oh yeah.
We've recorded one of our good friends who's in a band in Leicester. He recorded his live, plugged straight into the mixer, and that went down quite well. We gave them out at Duffy's.
Yeah, we actually
year.
before I went away, we did like I'll be back in a few months gig, and we hid them in little places in
Yeah.
plain sight around Duffy's, these little free albums that we made. They got snapped up like hotcakes, a very limited edition.
Yeah, the O2 is very good for that, giving you feet off the desk and getting a good mix.
They
That's another time.
and we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, unfortunately we're getting quite close on time.
Well,
I've got a few thank yous I'd like to say. Is there anything you'd like to say before you do your last song?
I think there's people probably watching this all over the world. There's people, I know there's a lot of people tuning in Ireland, and various places of the world. So we just want to say hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
And thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you very much.
Hola.
Yeah.
Okay, well thank you very much for coming along. I'd like to say a huge thank you to BCME, the British Centre for Music and Enterprise, who let us use their premises tonight. It's very good of them. I'd also like to say a huge thanks to Bav and Joe, who've had the very challenging
Yeah, cheers, guys.
putting the audio together tonight. And we leave you to play us out with the final song. Thank you very much.
Secrets?
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't speak a word, you never know who might hear you. Don't speak a word, you never know who might hear you. This house is and if you let's talk, don't breathe, deception is hiding. Not doors, like seas, all doubt is rising. See what's been across from his home, road in the heart of his people. Don't ask if you don't want to know. You get me so harsh and people. See what's been across from his home, road in the heart of his people. Don't ask if you don't want to know. Sometimes the truth is so evil. These room-bed skies crimson by October. My hate is breaking at the thought of it. No windows, nothing in the shadows. Memories reflected in the mirror. Almost not where the heart is. Don't make promises that you want to go with. See questing across the song, wrote it in the heart of his people. Don't ask if you don't want to know. You can be so harsh and fickle. See questing across the song, wrote it in the heart of his people. Don't ask if you don't want to know. Sometimes the truth is so evil. Yeah, yeah, ooh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, ooh, yeah, yeah, sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and look for seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be on you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up. Who is that girl running around with you? Tell me, who is that girl running around with you? Tell me, who is that girl running around with you? Tell me, who is that girl running around with you? Don't speak a word, you never know who might hear you. Don't speak a word, you never know who might hear you. See what's in the words of the song, wrote in the heart of his people. Don't ask if you don't want to know. You get me so harsh and fickle. See what's in the words of the song, wrote in the heart of his people. Don't ask if you don't want to know. Sometimes the truth is so evil. Sometimes the truth is so evil.
might hear you. Don't speak a word. You never know who might hear you.
Thank you very much. Just a closing note to say that next week we will have a very good friend of Bernardo's playing.
Yes.
Sylvia D'Souza, so tune in for that one.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Brandy Thieves.